Go. Go.
Go.
Go.
Go.
Go. Go. Go.
Go, go.
Go, go.
Power Rangers.
It's a bit too soon for that, right? Have you not?
Oh, yeah, because he died.
Yeah. It's a great way to start a
Only
podcast.
one of them, not all of them.
No, I know. It's not like
Did it all
it's
die?
not like a Power Ranger
Just-
massacre, but you know.
It's just the white/green Ranger.
Yeah. That.
Admittedly, the best Ranger.
Yeah, he was. Like when he came in, Power Rangers got 10 times better. I was like, oh, there's a Dragon's Lord.
He surfboarded in the air.
Yeah, I remember
Or snowboarded in the air.
That was so cool. Do you remember everyone was doing that in the 90s to like jump out of a plane with a snowboard?
Yeah. The 90s were a weird time.
It was. It was was that 80s was the MC Hammer pants and 90s was shell suits, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Shell suits, and in the later times, baggy trousers. Baggy trousers was the 90s. Welcome to Wargamers Anonymous.
Welcome to Baggy Trousers Anonymous.
That's probably.
Is this how we're actually starting?
I think that's the best intro we've done yet.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Wargamers Anonymous. My name is Josh, and I am joined, as always, by my esteemed co-host, Elston from Elstonation.
I'm esteemed. I'm steamed.
Like a vegetable.
Yeah, I am a steamed bun for your goodness.
Yeah. Welcome to the podcast. If you enjoy what we do here, leave us a like, leave us a comment, leave us a review, subscribe if you're on YouTube, all that sort of usual gumph. We've been away for a while. It's been, I'm not entirely certain how many shows we've missed at this point, and I'm afraid to look.
Yeah.
But we're back now. I'm not going to say we're back and that's it, because we might miss more stuff because it's Christmas now. But first, before we get started properly, I just want to apologise that we have missed as many shows as we have. It's been a bit of a hectic, weird sort of month or so for me.
And me.
I know that Elston's been busy with work and stuff as well.
Yeah.
And we've both just... This is something that we do on the side for fun.
Yeah.
It's not... We're not trying to become the next...
No.
Maniac and ninja. We are...
Joe Rogan.
Two idiots.
That would be...
Yeah.
Not the next...
We are just two idiots in the UK that talk about Warhammer vaguely
Ish.
and insult each other.
Yeah.
But we're back today with another episode for you, for your ear holes.
Yeah, I also want to put a big thank you out. I saw on Instagram the other day I got tagged in a couple of posts. I'm assuming you did as well. For people recommending their favorite podcasts, and we were at number 1 for a few of them, and like that also inspired me to kick us into gear this week as well, because I didn't realize that we are like people actually like listening to us, and to the point where they would share the fact that they're listening to us, and I was like, oh, we're sorry, guys.
It's been coming up a lot. It's been coming up a lot on people's stories and stuff recently because of the Spotify Wrapped thing. You know, the stats that it gives you at the end of the year.
Yeah, right.
I've noticed that we're sort of top of a few people's lists on most listened to podcasts. So to all you guys, thank you very much. If you do listen to us and you want to sort of share your love, just tag us on Instagram. Tag me and Elston in your stories or posts or whatever.
Yeah. It's super heartwarming, to be honest with you. It's generally because as I said, we do this for fun, so it's kind of cool to see other people actually enjoying it and rating. It gives us a little bit of a kick in the butt to actually do it instead of being stressed about life, because that happens a lot. But yeah.
So since the last podcast that we did, we I think congratulations are in order because Elstonation.
No.
Past the big 5,000 subs on YouTube.
We're not focusing on me. No.
Yes, we are. Come on. Elston has passed 5,000 subs on YouTube, and that is absolutely fantastic.
Thank you, but that's not the big story, is it now? It
is for me.
It is for you, but for me, a bigger congratulations are in order, because I witnessed this person go from small to very large, like a rather aroused man in a certain club. He went from small to large within record-breaking time, which could burst jean zippers, but he didn't. He didn't.
I wouldn't say it was record-breaking time, if I'm completely honest.
It was cool to see it, regardless. Mr. Old Pickle Jar of mine, decided to skyrocket past me and into the 10,000. Not only the 10,000, sent past that and went to 11,000 within about a week. So, yes, big old congrats to Old Pickle.
And also, just to confirm, I gained... let me remember, I gained 16,000 subscribers in... No, sorry, 1,600 subscribers in 24 hours.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Which was ridiculous.
Yeah, rightfully so.
It's kind of a weird one. So
a little bit bittersweet, right?
It's out in the open now. Yeah. Like fully out. We've talked about it.
Just like his manhood.
I'm no longer working with Luke at Geek Gaming Scenics. Nope. Long story short, it's just not worked. We're still friends and stuff. It's not like we've not worked together. We loved working together. It's just the business model in general hasn't worked. So I'm going back into a normal job. Luke's going to carry on by himself. But it's kind of bittersweet because the videos that got published on my channel and on Geek Gaming Scenics channel are what gave me that last push over the 10,000 mark. So it's kind of like I've been looking forward to hitting 10K for ages, not for any particular reason other than just it's a big number. And then when we finally hit it, and those were the videos that did it, so it's kind of like, I wish it had been a happier video, but
yeah, it's sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but it's kind of
I've got to laugh because otherwise I'll cry.
Yeah, it's kind of irony. You're like, oh
yeah. But that's as much as I want to talk about it today, just because I've talked about it so much, like with people and on videos and stuff. If you want to see what's happened, check out my video on my channel or the one on Geek Gaming Scenics. We talk about it a bit more. But long story short is it just didn't work as we'd hoped.
Yeah. So if you do want to see Josh grow and burst through his limits, then head on over to the pickle jar, as you can see him engorge himself.
Brilliant. Yeah. So we've both hit pretty big milestones. We 5K. I'm so proud of you, man. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
It's been awesome seeing you over this last sort of year or so, just sort of coming into your own.
Yeah.
And just finding your own sort of groove and stuff.
I have found the inner Elston.
Yeah, and like your content has got better and better and better. And I mean, it was good anyway, but like it is the most ridiculous content that I watch on YouTube.
Thanks.
So congratulations on that.
Thank you. It's nice to be. I've done less videos this year than I've done in most years.
Fewer.
Yeah, far fewer videos, but each one of them has been has had far more success. And
yeah.
Oddly,
that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah, who would have thought it? If you put out good content, people will watch it.
Right?
It's like I wonder if anyone else has stumbled across that.
The apart from obviously yourselves helping me out with one of the shared videos, the proudest thing I am about those videos is a lot of them I did no advertising. They just dropped. And then they went and they did their thing. And I did none of the ridiculous amounts of sharing you do on Facebook and all this stuff. This is the thing,
though. I at the end of last year, start of this year, I stopped doing all that as well. Yeah. Like occasionally I'll share like a picture of something I've painted on Instagram and I'll say, oh, this is in a video. Yeah. But I've just stopped doing it. I've just let YouTube do its thing. I don't bother spamming all the different groups because I'll be honest, I get irritated when I see people spamming groups because it's just like I see this post and then I see it another 80 times because I'm in all these groups and I don't need to see it. Like if I want to watch the video, I'll watch the video.
Yeah.
It doesn't generally. I found that it doesn't really gain you any more views by doing that.
No.
In fact, I think it has the opposite effect. Like. Just based on how many more views my videos have got this year when I've not been sharing anything anywhere compared to what I was doing before.
Yeah, it's the YouTube algorithm. A lot of people believe for a long time is they have to share it everywhere. so it gets more traction. But if it gets like negative traction, it actually gets less. Whereas if it gets positive traction, so basically people watch it because they're interested in it. YouTube publicizes it itself and starts throwing it into the front page, and more people watch it just off of that. And you're like, okay. So
this is it.
Basically, all those people that are sharing your content everywhere all the time, just stop. If it's good,
just stop.
If it's good,
if it's good content, it'll get views.
It'll do.
That's
that's
it.
The other thing as well, I'll say for kind of harping back, and also again, thank you for the comments and everyone that's been nice to me about everything, because it's really odd for me as well. Any aspiring content creators, try not to be someone else, and also
just be yourself.
Yeah, be yourself and do stuff which would make you laugh. I know that's a lot harder to do than it sounds, but do stuff which like put elements of comedy in there, because it's better. It's people like, and a lot of people get obsessed with the clickbait of negative, but positive is so much better. It's just so much better. So when you're trying to do stuff like that to make people laugh, generally do something which makes you laugh. And I guarantee, and that I think that has been the secret. And don't worry about stuff like swearing. It honestly doesn't matter. It really just...
Or if you are bothered about it, just bleep it out so it's there. People know it's there.
Yeah. And make it sound like you go on a tirade of swearing or something like that. Yeah, because we all swear. We're all adults. And the majority of people that watch YouTube are adults. They're not children.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Actually, to be fair, I think the majority of people that watch YouTube are children, but not that watch our stuff.
Yeah. It's all the 30-year-old men that have did this when they were kids and stuff like that. Anyway, we should probably get on to actual topics instead of talking about YouTube, because we talk.
Yeah, we just sort of got on a YouTube thing. I think we basically both just patted each other on the back for doing well in the last month or so. So we'll quickly just sort of go over. We'll take the Cliff Notes version of what we've been working on over these last few months.
Sure.
Because I'm sure it's been a couple of months since we've done a podcast.
I don't know.
It's been a while. Anyway, so Elson, what have you been working on? How many armies have you painted?
So I painted up. What did I paint up? I painted up a Praetorian Guard army. That got sold on eBay. That's going to go into a little bit of a video at some point in the future. It's going to continue on my series of selling wargaming miniatures. That did surprisingly well on eBay, so I'm quite happy about that.
Good.
The Iron Warriors are done. They just need to go off to Elvarak. So videos should be coming about that one soon. Cool. And now I'm painting up some of my old Thousand Suns so they can get sold on eBay. It's kind of very much a case of clearing house or painting stuff up to get rid of it at the moment. So, very cut down version. That's kind of what I've been working on. I've been building some bits and bobs, but there's nothing really to talk about there. That's me. How about yourself?
So since the last time we recorded, I've probably worked on a few things. I can't remember everything off the top of my head, if I'm completely honest. But most recently I painted... not most recently. The last video that I did, it showed me painting some of the Underworlds stuff.
Very nice.
I've got the one finished. I've got the other four that I need to go back and sort of redo so that they match the one that I finished. Yep. It was a weird one because this month I've not really had too much hobby interest because I've just not been in the mood. You know what it's like when you're not in the mood, you don't want to do anything.
Yep.
So I sort of did them, and then that sort of got me up and going again. And then I've painted my Necron kill team from the Shadow Vaults box.
I've seen that one. I've seen that video. I don't think anywhere.
You have seen that video? No, it's not live yet. It goes out. It'll be going out. Well, when this podcast is out, it'll be out this week at some point, I think.
Cool.
And I'm really, really happy with that one. It's like a very different color scheme, but I'm very, very happy with it.
Yeah.
Like that is my. So if I'm completely honest, I'm a bit sad because I'm like, I kind of want to repaint all my Necrons now.
Yeah, don't.
But no, I'm not doing it because that'd take way too long. Yep. But maybe I'll do a second Necron army because I don't really need all this stuff for one army. So maybe I'll do two and I'll have a different one. I don't know. But yeah, so I did that. I've been working on a few commissions as well. I had a Necron commission for 4 characters. There was Illumino Seraz,
Senor Suarez.
Senor Suarez, Imhotep the Stormlord, and then Obyron and Zandrek.
Okay, cool.
So I've painted all 4 of those, and then I've been working on some custodians as well, which I was working on yesterday. You'll be proud of me. Like I've done like a proper speed paint job on these, and I'm actually quite happy with how they look. Because at first I sort of had them, but they got sent to me. They were already sprayed gold.
Okay.
And I was like, right, okay, so I know custodians are gold.
Surprise.
But I was like, what other colours did they have? So I looked at a load of their images and stuff, and I'm like, oh, cool. So they are pretty much just all gold with like a few detaily bits, and then like the capes and like the blades or whatever.
Yeah.
So I started adding that on, and I spent like an hour painting more, like making the gold look better, like giving it a highlight and then giving it a wash and then I had another highlight, and then so like after an hour I looked and I'm like, they're still just gold. Like I've just spent an hour painting these and they're still just gold. Like it looks better gold, but they're still just gold. So then I added all the details in. I think I spent about 4 hours painting them, and they're pretty much done.
Nice.
And that's a squad. I say it's a squad of 10. It's 10 models.
That's half an army for custodians.
Yeah, so they're pretty much done. I've got like a couple of bits left to finish on those 10, and then I've got 3 like jetpack ones.
Yeah.
That I need to paint.
They're the wing guys, right?
Yeah, they've got like wing things.
Yeah.
But like they look like they're wearing all leather and stuff, but they've also been sprayed gold. So I'm like, I don't really know if they're supposed to be this colour or not.
They are kind of leathery. They're kind of, they're more lighter armoured ones. I'll say.
Yeah, I figured as much. I'll have a look. I need to have a look at some pictures online for them.
They're Forge World ones, just to give you a heads up.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. Have a look on Forge World. You'll see the pictures on there.
Yeah, cool. So so that's what I've been working on. Other than that, so here's where you will be happy.
No?
I have been on a massive building spree this week.
Oh, what you been?
I now have pretty much all of my Star Wars Legion stuff built. So I have already got built more B1 battle droids than I will be able to use in a single game, and I've still got another 34 to build.
Okay.
So I've got 34 B1s left to build. I've got 2 droider cars left to build.
Yeah.
And then so basically everything that I've got left to build now is stuff that I've sort of left so that I can film stuff. Because basically for this big Star Wars video that I'm planning on doing, I know that I want to film some of the building and talk about the building process for it, but I didn't need to film all of it because there was that much. And so basically I've built like one of everything, and then I've kept one aside so that I can film bits of building all the different kits. So yeah, I think I've got like 34 B1s left to build, which is like not many, really.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it sounds like a lot, but I mean, it is a lot. But like compared to how many I've already built, it's not. So yeah, 34 B1s. I've got the big AAT tank.
Yeah.
I've got another dwarf spider droid, another couple of stap riders. I've got my commando droids. I think that's everything. What else?
You've actually surpassed me in productivity.
Yeah, well, you know, being at home for a month not doing anything will do that.
Right.
So basically I am at a point now where I can start filming for the big droid project. I'm really intrigued. I'm really intrigued to see what you do with it, because I film army projects and it's really hard to not just do tutorial stuff. And I'm having trouble with my Valrak video going, I've just edited it all, like cut it into... Yeah.
And I'm like, this is one giant tutorial. And I'm like, this isn't going to be fun to watch.
So my plan with it is I'm going to film like as if I'm doing a tutorial for each type of model. So I can show this is how I painted this is how I painted this. And there'll be elements of that in the main video, but then I'll keep those either for Patreon exclusive videos or maybe for the second channel or shorts or something, I don't know. But the main video is basically going to be, we all start armies and then we work on them, and they're like an ongoing project that we do for however long. Like my Necrons, I've been doing them for however many years now, and they're still an ongoing project.
Yeah.
What does it look like if you just do it all in one go?
You're experimenting being me.
Yeah, basically. I have at least one of everything for the Separatist faction. At least one.
Oh,
most things I have two of.
I'm so intrigued to see what you're like after you've finished it. I'm so intrigued because I know what it's like.
It'll just be me sat rocking in a corner. It's been like, I painted so many models. So the thing is, I'm going to get all these done. I'm really excited to get them all done so that I can play a game. And then I'll not play a game for however long because I only know 2 people locally that play Star Wars. So, but they'll all be painted at least, and they'll look cool in my cabinet. So that's basically what I've been up to. I'm sure there's other bits and pieces that I've done since the last time we did a podcast, but it's been that long I can't really remember. That's the stuff I've done recently. So
that's fine. Now let's move on to the main topic of the show, and this one is an idea I came up with, and I think it's quite fitting. Suiting's the word. Suit you, sir. Suit you. If anyone got that reference, I'm so happy.
No one's going to get that reference.
Oh, there's people as old as us. Surely.
Yeah, well, probably, actually. I'm quite young. So.
Surely there's Brits that are old as us, and I don't think anyone outside of Britain's probably not going to get that reference. Anyway, I want to talk about gifts for wargamers. Seeing that it's nearly our Christmas time, gifts for wargamers is something that does the rounds every single year, and I thought, well, let's throw our hats into this big old arena and see what we can come up with as gifts for wargamers, because notoriously it's actually pretty difficult to get.
Gio, right. So here's the thing: it's really not difficult to buy gifts for wargamers. It is one of those hobbies where it is not difficult to buy stuff for people like us.
Right. Now you do need to know a little bit about us, though. A little bit.
So basically, I guess it kind of does depend on the person, because for me personally, like when people ask like, oh, what do you want? I'll just go, just get me a model. Like, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it fits in with an army or a project or something that I'm doing. Like, just get me something fun to paint. So like, I will literally any miniature I will have, and I will do something fun with it. I will paint it.
Now you are a weird exception, though. That is not typical of what most wargamers will do. But
most wargamers will have an army that they do or something, and you just go, I'll just get you something for that.
True. But now think you're not a wargamer. Think you're a mum or a dad that knows.
I'm a dad.
You know what? Yeah. Sorry. Think that you are a dad that knows nothing about it. Well, no, that's really bad if you don't know anything about your kid. Okay, let's.
Who are you?
Yeah, let's.
What are you doing in my house?
Let's dig ourselves out of this proverbial hole.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah. Basically, you are just Joe Blogs on the street. You are not involved in the hobby. You don't know all the stuff that we know. Mm-hmm. What do you get your significant other or family member or friend for the holiday season?
Yeah, because I'll also add in the significant other part is quite important, because I don't know about you, but I think our significant others get tired of our constant wargamery stuff that they just give up trying. That if you're so into a faction, for example, Megan knows I like Tyranids. She has no idea what any units are for Tyranids at all. She barely even knows what Tyranids are. She just knows, it's like the alien ones. And if I was like, can you get me something for the Tyranids? She'd be like, no. And I'm like, why not? It's like,
so in the past, Wendy's got me sort of like individual models, usually for like other stuff, because like generally like my Necrons. I mean, my Necrons are ridiculous anyway. Like I own
all of them.
More. I think I literally do own at least one of everything for Necrons now. But like Wendy, last Christmas? Yeah, last Christmas Wendy got me the Hulkbuster model
cool.
for Marvel Crisis Protocol. which I've still not painted. I've built the Iron Man from that box. I've just not built the Hulkbuster. I've not painted the Iron Man either. I just built it.
Also, as well, a note to all the significant others that do buy us that do listen to this. We apologise if you've bought us something a gift and we've not got to it yet.
If you buy us stuff and we don't paint it, don't think that we don't like it. It's just that we have so much stuff.
I don't think that we don't love you. We love you.
Yeah.
I'm just
Alfie got me a commissar, Imperial Guard commissar, for Father's Day last year.
Right.
Still in its
So I'm going to put my hand on my heart and apologise for all Wargamers out there. We're sorry.
Apologise on behalf of all of us.
Yeah, we're sorry.
So I think number one is buy something for a faction or a game that they play. Like, it doesn't take a lot of investigation to find out what it is that they do, like what armies they do or what games they're interested in playing. And then, I mean, I only really have experience with my local GW, but I'm pretty certain that they're all fairly similar. You can go in there and you can say, right, my
thing.
The person likes this army. They play this army.
My person likes this army.
And the people, the people that run the store, the staff and stuff will help with picking something. If you don't already have something in mind. Number one, something for something that they already do. Yeah.
So now I'll add in number 2 here because I actually had an experience of this very recently. Is vouchers because.
Yes.
Yeah, money is one thing, and granted, we all know you can just give money, but it's not really. It's just money. You can spend it on whatever, but a voucher you have to spend it in that place, so it forces you into that. Reason why I say this is I was actually in my local Firestorm, and there was a lady looking around, and bless her, she walked in on a Saturday morning at opening time when a whole load of new. I think it's either Pokemon cards or Magic cards just got released. So there was a giant queue of people buying that, and then there's a load of Warhammer stuff. And she was just like trying to get some vouchers. I'm not a staff member at Firestorm, but I'm a local. And I was like, "Are you okay? You look a bit lost." She's like, "I was just trying to get vouchers." I was like, "Yeah, the queue's gonna be a while." Like, yeah, I think they do vouchers though. She's like, "I'll just come back another day," and I felt so bad. I was like, she just wanted to get in and get out before she had to deal with so many geeks.
Yeah, unfortunately, Saturday morning is like release day for a lot of stuff. Isn't it? Like. So it's if you're going to here's an extra bonus tip. If you are going shopping for geek stuff, don't do it on a Saturday morning first thing because it is when pre-orders go up for stuff for GW. It is when stuff gets released properly for GW. It's when stuff gets released for other stuff. If you're in independence as well, like it is always going to be a bit of a sort of rush and a madhouse first thing. So leave it until the afternoon on a Saturday if you have to go on a Saturday, or just go another day.
Yeah,
that's bonus tip.
Yeah.
So that's tip number 2. Is what Elston said. Vouchers. Tip number 3, buy them something that's sort of hobby adjacent.
I was gonna suggest this one as well. Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff that we look at as hobbyists and we sort of go, that's cool, but I'm not gonna spend money on it because I don't really need it and I'd rather spend money on more models or whatever. And it's sort of like it's a lot of stuff. It's kind of like, like when you look at your car and you go, well, I could pay for a service, but I'd rather spend money on other stuff. Like, I don't really need it, but it'd be kind of useful. Yeah. We have stuff like that, like stuff that we could probably do with, but we're not going to buy ourselves.
So I've got a prime example, but I'll let you finish first.
So I was going to say, like, it's anything like fancy stuff, like for hobbying. So like new tools or equipment, or maybe a new set of paints. Stuff like lots of stuff like that, or just like, I mean, it could just be like, a fancy set of dice.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, like stuff like that, like new dice. Like all Wargamers love dice.
Right.
Some of us pretend that we don't, but we all do. Right. Like we all love dice. We all love the clickety clackety math rocks.
So and here's the thing as well, like. you can buy a model kit for someone, and when they open it at Christmas, they're like, "Yay! I got the thing I wanted." That kit might not get opened. If you get them some really interesting dice, they'll go, "Oh, what is this?"
And so, like, there's loads of cool dice out there. There's like faction specific stuff. There's like custom made.
Just be nice looking things. They don't have to be they don't have to be specific to the faction or anything. It could just be like, these ones are metal. You're like, oh, metal
now,
dice.
If you're the person that you're buying for is into RPGs and D&D and stuff like that as well, then there are some absolutely gorgeous sets of dice out there and available. Like, I was looking at some the other day that I really like the look of until I saw the price, and then I was like, I don't know if I want to spend £80 on 7 dice.
Now here's one as well, which here's a gem for everyone out there that's not entirely sure. For all the Wargamers, that is. D&D, maybe not so much, but Wargamers. Go out and buy them a multi-pack of tape measures.
Tape measures?
Tape measures, because I guarantee you, I don't know if you're like me, I put them down and I lose them. Now, if someone gives me...
I'm not like you.
If someone gives me 5 tape measures, like you can go to B&Q, like DIY store, and just go, here's a pack of 5 tape measures. You'd be like, oh, I can have one everywhere.
I've got 3 tape measures that I use for Warhammer. 2 of them I have just sort of acquired because other people that I know that have done Warhammer that have stopped doing it have just given me all their stuff, and that included tape measures. The one that I actually use is one that I've had since I started doing Warhammer.
Oh, wow.
It is one of the old... You know, the old sort of like red rubber ones from GW?
Yeah.
It's one of those, and it still very faintly has my initials on the side of it. Oh. And I've had that since I was... I don't know, 12, 13.
See? Now, you can also get fancy tape measures that are kind of like game specific and stuff like that as well. So, stuff like dice and tape measures, or even like mugs that have got something to do with it, or t-shirts.
Yeah. Or like if depending on like games that they play, like if they play stuff like Star Wars Legion or X-Wing or any game that's got a lot of sort of cards and tokens and stuff, get them stuff like for organising that. Get them some binders. Get them some like card sleeves,
or like little card boxes like and stuff like that. Yeah, if you go into like a third-party store like that sells lots of different stuff, you go, I got someone that plays cards. If you got any kind of organisers, I guarantee you they'll have something there. You go, try this box or try something like this. Yeah.
There's stuff like that. Dice bags.
Yeah.
Dice bags are a nice one because that's something that we generally don't. Most people that I know still use those like little Persil nets that you used to get for washing machines. And that's what they use for their dice bags. But yeah, you can get some really cool stuff like that. So like stuff like that that's sort of hobby adjacent, that's not specifically like our model or something like that. That's just maybe something that's kind of related.
Yeah.
Like I said, like sets of paints, like a lot of hobbyists will not buy new paints because they don't want to buy a full set in case they don't like it, but they also don't want to just buy 1 or 2 paints because they might buy the 1 or 2 paints that are rubbish from that set. So they'll just stick with what they know. If you buy them a new set, or maybe it's something like a set of inks or a set of color changing paints or some fluorescent stuff or something different that's not, something they've already got or used.
I'll tell you what, my mum's an artist, okay? She's an absolute saint. She's a little bit ditzy, but I love her for it because it's passed on to me as well. So that's where the whole craziness comes from. She did something amazing for me because she didn't know anything about the wargaming side of things, but she knows I like to paint. And she knows I paint really small things. So she goes to art fairs and stuff like art shows. And Rosemary and Co. were there. And the person that actually runs Rosemary and Co. was there. And they had a bundle of tiny synthetic brushes. Like, I'm talking like your 00s, zeros, 000s and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
And there was about 100. And it cost like 40 quid. And it was like 100 of these little synthetic brushes. She's like, I didn't know, so I got this for you. And I nearly broke into tears. I was just like, oh my God. Because
that's brilliant.
It is incredible. Because like synthetics, we all know we go through them and stuff like that. But I've got 100 of them now. So I will never run out of these tiny little brushes, and hopefully next year I'll just get another pack anyway, which is awesome. So yeah, brushes, and if you can just find small brushes, that'll do. Like that will easily do. So yeah, another little tip for you: small brushes. Yeah, you don't have to buy. You don't have to always buy the expensive stuff. Buy in bulk. That sometimes works.
So on that topic, then I think next one would be sort of like luxury items that, as hobbyists, similar to the sort of last one. Like the last one is sort of more like just fun, like novelty bits or like extra bits that we sort of maybe don't need but would like. I guess the next one is like kind of the same sort of thing, but the more expensive end.
Yes.
So things like your sable brushes, like nice sets of sable brushes, or like stuff like it depends, doesn't it? Because like this sort of list, it'll range from nice cheap stuff to more expensive stuff. So like things like an airbrush.
I was going to say we're verging into that territory of people that have got the cash, and like if you want to get them an airbrush kit. A compressor and a thing. Be warned, if you do that though, and they don't have a place to actually use that thing without covering the place in paint, that's on you. That's on you.
But it's As an aside, someone commented on my me using an airbrush first time video the other day, and it made me look at it, and I laughed my ass off.
Right.
At how over prepared I was for airbrushing. Putting up the massive white backdrop canvas because I was worried about spraying stuff at the other side of the room. And now I'm just like, don't worry about that.
I have a airbrush filter fan thing, mainly because I do airbrushing like a madman. So I find I do need to get the fumes out, but that is just because I'm excessive. Sorry, I got the burps in. But again, stuff like that. Airbrush filter fan. You can get them from Amazon for cheap-ish. So stuff like that.
So stuff like that, like fancy stuff that they maybe wouldn't buy for themselves, or they
set of oil paints or something like that.
Yeah. Oil paints, or like fancy paints, like the Chimera set is fairly pricey, but they are really nice paints.
Yeah, or the Pro Acryl sets or something like that.
Yeah, like big sets of paints. It is on the more pricey end, but it's one of those things that hobbyists would like massively appreciate.
Now, I'm going to throw another gem in there of something that is a little bit of a curveball. So, Wargamers, D&Ders, whatever. I'm a board game. Because the board game allows you to participate as well. So, have a look. You don't necessarily... You can be kind of like themed around what they like. So, for example, Star Wars Monopoly. Or something like that. Because they're self-contained. They are similar to what they're interested in, but different, and also allows other people to be involved. And I wanted to do, in the spirit of Christmas giving and everyone being togetherness and everything like that. Board games are fun. They are just fun, and the war gamers are one thing, but when you get into a board game, they usually are fun because they end. They have a time limit. They end. It's not a massive amount to set up. And they're done. So a little bit of a gem for
stuff like that. Or card games as well. Yeah, card games fall under that same sort of idea of you being able to do stuff as well. Yeah. And there are so many card games out there,
right?
And board games. Yeah. Stuff like that.
So, like to the point where we bought a Ticket to Ride Europe, and I took it over to my parents, and my parents enjoyed playing it. And I was just like, nice. My parents are in their 70s. I was just like, this is cool. So, it's stuff like that is, board games are definitely one of those ones. Because you can still walk into the same shop, because I guarantee 9 times out of 10, these independent retailers have got board games.
Oh, yeah, they'll stock them.
Yeah, they'll have board games as well as war game stuff. So,
On the topic of sort of more... pricey things, stuff like that. Again, going back to sort of role playing and like D&D and stuff. People that are into that side of gaming and stuff like that generally will appreciate a really nice journal or like notebook. But like you can get some like really fancy notebooks.
Proper leather
I was eyeing
stuff.
Yeah, I was eyeing up a couple the other day because I'm like massively into D&D and I've started playing again with my regular group. I've started running like one shots and stuff on the Discord server. And like I was looking at a few the other day and I was like, oh, kind of tempted, but I also don't have £60 spare to spend on one. But like stuff like that, it's like people make do with like cheap notebooks from the supermarket or whatever, but having something like that, it's just that extra cool bit of something that they can use for their gaming or their hobby or whatever.
An element to kind of tag alongside that as well is if you know your partner or significant other or children, whatever it may be, if you know them well enough, books are a great thing. But the thing is with books, they're a little bit specific because you have to know if the person has read that book, or if it's, for example, in D&D role-playing side of things, do they have the monster manual or do they have this side of things? So books are a little bit of can be a little bit of a minefield. If you kind of combine that with an adjacent thing, so for example, a book on the history of D&D or something to that effect, it's genuinely an interesting read. It's something they're into, but it's something completely like, oh, no, I didn't know anything about. So stuff like that, well, it can be worthwhile. Just have a little bit of a think about, like, okay, are they into wargaming? Okay, they're into wargaming. Maybe look at the history of wargaming, or how do you actually make wargaming miniatures? They're generally like interesting things that can be kind of looked into. Sorry, I'm stumbling on my words a bit because it's generally like it's very
it's stuff like that. It's like I guess it falls under the sort of hobby adjacent stuff. It's like I've got a few books that are like, the history of video games or Nintendo or whatever, because they are not a video game, but they are adjacent to that hobby that I do, and they interest me because of that. But yeah, I think that's a good group of suggestions for different things. We've got loads of different price points for stuff. We've got loads of different ideas for various different gaming things. I hope that's been helpful for some people.
Yeah, I'll throw one last one in there. Is
do it.
Odd model kits, just and like completely like if they're into Warhammer, go have a look at the Gundam section or something like that. Just completely like, this is weird. I'm going to get in this because it looks strange. So yeah, generally, like if you get, most people have a good understanding of who they're buying for, and you go, this might not be their thing, but
there are so many like miniatures available now for pretty much everything you can think of. Like, for example, if they play a lot of Warhammer, that's what they play. They play Warhammer. They play, they do whatever faction, but they really enjoy the Marvel films. Get them something from Marvel Crisis Protocol. Get them the favorite character from Marvel
or Star Wars.
That's just something.
Stuff
or
like
Star Wars.
Like
there's pretty much any franchise you can think of will have miniatures out there in some shape or fashion. There's stuff out there. So yeah, just get them something random that is it's a miniature and they like doing miniatures, but it's from a different thing that they normally do. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to start playing that game. It can just be a fun painting project for them to work on, or it can be something that they can just have on display. Or maybe it will lead into them playing a different game. Who knows?
But yeah, I think that's a pretty good rounding out of advice that we can. So
I think so. So let us know in the comments or tag us on various social medias if you've got any additional suggestions, or if you found this helpful.
Yes.
But yeah,
we're actually on time.
And if you listen to this and you know that people are going to be buying for you and they could do with this help, just send them the link to this podcast. Let your non-wargaming person listen to us talk absolute nonsense.
Yeah, we give the best advice ever.
True.
Right. We're actually on time. We're doing pretty good. Shall we move on to our Snark Attack?
Yes, let's move on to Snark Attack.
Snark Attack. Right. You came up with a suggestion for this week, so I'll let you introduce these.
You say that I came up with a suggestion. I messaged last night and said we're doing podcast tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we said yeah. And then you said, what should we do for Snack Attack? And 9 times out of 10, when I message on a Friday and ask if we're doing a podcast, and then you ask me what we're doing, I just look in my top drawer and see what snacks I've got in there and just go, that one. So I believe we've actually ended up with different things just because of availability for stuff.
Yeah.
So it's kind of different, but kind of the same. So we'll just see how we get on with this. So this week's Snack Attack, it is strawberry cables.
Yeah.
These come in loads of different varieties and styles. Because you can get like just the sort of red licorice stuff, you can get fizzy stuff, you can get the stuff what I've got, which is the red stuff, red licorice with white in the middle.
Okay. You've got for the right, yeah. Mine are strawberry straws, but yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, they didn't have those in there.
So mine are called tornadoes.
Oh, okay.
They are the Finny brand.
Finny,
I believe you can get them from. A lot of shops, to be fair.
Mine are fizzy strawberry straws from Morrison's, which is, I believe, a UK only shop. I don't think Morrison's is outside.
I think so. But no, I don't think Morrison's is worldwide.
I'm going to make the assumption the red bit's
everyone knows
the red bit's licorice, right? Is that right? But just red licorice.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but you've got white stuff in the middle of your red thing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to read the ingredients, but it's all in not English. Oh, there we go. There's English. Right, so...
if pickle squeezes hard enough, white stuff will come out.
I don't know. I don't actually know if it's licorice.
It might just be jelly. Sweet.
Yeah, it might just be jelly. Anyway, they're really nice, and it's one of my sort of go-to sort of snacks. I like cables like this. You get different ones. My favourite are like raspberry or blueberry.
Okay.
But the strawberry ones are all right as well.
So I find, because those ones you're talking about, I believe you get them in the cinema, don't you?
You can you can get them in the cinema, yeah.
Do you find after maybe a day or so, they sometimes go sweaty?
Yes.
Which is weird.
If you leave them too long, like opened or like in a warm environment, I think it's just because of what they are.
Jellies go sweaty if they get too warm, don't they?
Yeah. But these are cool. I like them because they are like they're fun to eat. Like you're just eating a stick, and it's the kind like I like them. I like them for cinema and stuff like that because they're
you just stick a stick in your mouth and nom.
Yeah,
nom on a stick.
I think they're a fairly good wargaming snack just because of the sort of you just sort of have one, don't you? And you just have it and
have it in your mouth.
Yeah. But yeah, the nice flavour as well. Like generally,
not too salty.
No, well, they're not salty at all. These are sweet,
sweetie goodness in your mouth.
So you got the fizzy ones. So it's going to be kind of hard to score these evenly.
Yeah, it's going to. I know the ones you're talking about. We'll go on to the ones you're talking about because basically, I rushed out this morning hoping that they were going to be there. And to be honest with you, I would have picked the wrong ones anyway because I didn't realise yours had the creamy white centre. So that's fine.
Yeah, sorry. I should have been more specific.
It's fine. I think maybe when we message each other, we should send pictures. Might make sense in the future. Anyway.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah, but we'll base them on the ones you've got. I've got basically, I think it's like a red licorice straw with a hole in the middle of their fizzy. But yours, we'll base them on yours. So the ones you've got, they come in rather long lengths a lot of the time, don't they? They can be like a foot or two long sometimes.
Oh, you can get these aren't that long, but you can get them that long. Especially if you go to like markets and stuff, they'll have a thing where they'll sell it in like however long.
Yeah, you kind of have to curl it up to put it in the bag.
I'm just measuring them. These are like 8 inches long.
Nearly as long as me. I've been saying all this stuff and you not biting at all.
So yeah, they're a decent size, and for the packet that I've got as well, you get quite a lot in there. It's not a small packet, so
it's a big package.
It's good value for money. Like I said, these are one of my favourite sweets to have. They're just nice snacks. Yeah. Shall we do some scores, or should we not do scores this week? With us both, we both got different stuff, so it kind of feels like we can't score stuff properly.
Shall we score in general? Long jelly sweets like that.
They're all going to be different though, because like yours is going to be worse on finger residue because it's got all the sugary stuff on.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Should we? All right, okay. How are we going to do this?
And mine are going to take more chewing.
Yeah,
because of what they are.
But let's base it on yours, because I've got a pretty good memory of what yours felt like in my mouth.
Yeah. Let me get scoring stuff up then, because I can't even remember what categories we have.
Mouth feel of what it's like when you put something that large in your mouth.
That's one of them. Okay, so ratings we have packaging. Packaging for these ones specifically that I've got. It's a white packet. You can with a see-through bit that you can see what they are.
Yeah, I think that's true for most jelly sweets, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not particularly exciting or anything. It is just these are sweets.
It's you don't get resealable ones either. They're intended that you open them and then you
open them and you eat them.
Yeah.
So packaging, I think I'm gonna like 5 out of 10 for packaging. Like, it's not terrible, but it's not amazing. It's just packaging.
And it's, to be honest with you, if you go to places where you get them from the market or the cinema, they don't have packaging. So
that's true. Yeah, you have to sort of put them in a little bag or a tub or something.
So yeah, 5. Yeah, because it could have some packaging. It might not, but yeah, very mediocre.
So yeah, 5 out of 10 for that. Next is finger residue contamination. Now I'm going to go for these that I've got. I'm going to go with a 7.
Okay,
because they can get a little bit greasy.
Yeah, and that's very much what I was kind of thinking with them. They can be a bit like sometimes they're okay. Some like if it's warm as well, they're not great. And you can just as an example, I'm not in the packet. I'm sort of like I can feel that they are, I say, slippy. Like I can feel them like sliding. So like they're a little bit oily. I think that's just because of like sort of jelly stuff in them or whatever. I'm going to mark them as 6 because that finger residue is a bit of a. You definitely need to wipe your hands after touching your model. I wouldn't definitely. Yeah, I wouldn't. I'd probably mark them as 6. I don't think they're that. Weight to chew ratio. I'm going to go 8 for these, just because these tend to last. Yeah. Like you can have a good old chew on them. They're quite tough. So yeah. That's them. And then mouthfeel. How does it feel having that massive, big red thing shooting white stuff into your mouth? It feels good. Awesome. I like how these. I like how you eat these. They're fun. So again, I think I'm going to go with 8 out of 10 for mouthfeel. Yeah, and if they're not one that makes me feel particularly like excited, dry mouth or anything like that. So getting dry mouth from it. Yeah, fine. I like how I've managed to keep a straight face all this time. And then I say one thing and dry mouth. You're absolutely dead. Yeah. I managed to keep a straight face just because I am master of comedy. So you're a master of something. Yeah, baking. Getting stuff down your throat. Brilliant. How would you give the
what score would you give them for mouthfeel?
I think I can't remember if we covered this when we did the Haribo ones and giant strawberries. If you have too much of them, it can make you feel a little bit like off. But I think that's more
like feeling sick, though. Isn't it?
Yeah, I think
because that's something that I've started experiencing recently, which I'm very upset about.
Yeah, you're getting older now.
I can't eat as many sweets as I used to because I feel off and I have like really bad like acid reflux.
Yeah.
Same thing with fizzy pop. I can't drink as much fizzy pop, which is upsetting because I'm trying to cut down how much coffee I have. But if I'm not drinking fizzy pop, then I'm drinking coffee. Yeah.
It's the only thing I could say is it gets stuck in your teeth sometimes. So
yeah, they can do, because of the stuff,
which can be annoying. So I'm going to mark them as a 7, only on that factor.
And then overall scores.
So wargaming,
I think overall, as a wargaming snack, I think these are pretty decent because there's not really a lot of mess. Like, just give you. I mean, you don't even have to like wash your hands after them. You just wipe them on your jeans or something. Like they're not like. It's not like it's like pizza grease.
No,
like it is just. They're just a little bit like. There's just a little bit of something.
To be honest with you as well, if you're kind of clever about it, you probably don't even need to touch them. If you get the packaging right, you could just sort of like nibble on them, and like sort of pull it out a little bit and nibble as it goes, kind of thing. So I don't think they're too bad. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go 7 out of 10.
Yeah, 7. I was borderlining 8, but I think 7's a fair one because as you're experiencing now, getting older you can't actually eat that many of them. Which
I like this packet here. Like I would have to eat in sort of 2 or 3 sessions. Like I can't. It just makes me feel
ill.
Off.
Yeah, I know.
Which is upsetting because it's like the thing that I do when I'm depressed is I eat sweets. So it's kind of like,
oh dear.
So there we go. That was Snack Attack.
Yeah.
Strawberry cable sweets.
Yeah.
These are these are called strawberry tornadoes.
Strawberry.
It's the ones with white bits in the middle. Have you enjoyed that? If you have any thoughts or suggestions for Snack Attack, if you head on over to the Pickle Jar Discord, there is a section all about the Wargamers Anonymous podcast, and in there you'll find a thread for suggestions for Snack Attack.
We will try and get to some of the suggestions at some point. It's just if they're quite obscure and we need to find them or order them in, then it takes coordination, and we are just not that organised.
Well, I was going to say it's not necessarily just getting them; it's more about deciding what we're doing before the night before. I think in the new year we are going to try and be a little bit more.
Should we schedule it? And like order them in say this week, this week, and then we'll just do a little bit of We'll
try and be a bit more organised and a bit more sort of routine with stuff.
We'll try
just to try and do a little bit better with this sort of stuff.
We shall try.
But with that, it brings us to the end of the podcast. I hope you've enjoyed listening. I hope you've enjoyed our ramblings. It's been pretty fun. This is not even going to take that long to edit because it's pretty much just been a clear run through. So that's good. If you've enjoyed it, leave us a like, leave us a comment, leave us a review. Share it with your nerd friends. Share it with people that are going to be buying you gifts. Hopefully that'll help you get something cool for Christmas that you maybe wouldn't have bought yourself, or rather than just getting something random that you're not really too bothered about. Not that any of us are ungrateful for gifts, but
exactly. Hopefully it helps, and then yeah.
Elston, where can we find you on the World Wide Web?
You can find me on Elstonation on YouTube. There is Elstonation Minis on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram. You can find me there, or over on the Pickle Jar Discord server. If you do want my attention, though, please put the @ symbol, because otherwise I am just busy all the goddamn time. So just make sure I'm awake and I'm paying attention to you. So I don't apologize. I apologize. I am just that way inclined. I am just a bit all over the shot. So yeah.
Yep.
Let me know. Cool. That's where I am. How about yourself, Capitan Pickle?
You can find me over on my YouTube channel, The Pickle Jar. You can also find me on my second channel where I live stream and where there will be some shorter content going out at some point, which is The Pickle Vision. If you want to get in touch with me, you can reach me over on my Twitter, Instagram, or probably easiest on my Discord, The Pickle Jar. There's links for all that stuff down below in the description. Yeah, that's pretty much where you can find me.
Wunderbar.
So there we go. Thank you very much for listening. We hope you enjoy the rest of your day / evening / week / year. And we'll catch you in the next one, which hopefully will be in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get another one out before the end of the year, but no promises there.
We should do. We should get another one out before the end of the year.
Yeah, we should do. But yeah.
There we go. We'll catch you next time.
Yeah, now we need to end the podcast somehow. Yeah. What do you think?
I don't know how we're going to live. I don't know how we're going to live up to that intro. Do we know any more people from our childhood that have died that we can talk about?
I mean, Robin Williams died. That was pretty sad. He was into Warhammer.
Yeah, but that were a while ago. That's not recent.
Yeah.
Like, not that I'm not sad about it, but
yeah, I mean, it's pretty morbid just thinking about people that have died as an outro to a podcast.
Why don't we think about people that haven't died?
How about we think about people that have been born?
Yes. Oh, there were that one baby.
Yeah.
He were born.
You know, the other one that had the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and they were born. And it was really happy.
Do you remember the one where there was 2 babies came out at once?
I don't think they came out.
Fired up.